The government can't legally control you, but they are just about to trick you into giving them permission. And there's something really huge that they don't want you to know. You are a living, breathing human being, created by nature with natural rights that existed a long time before any government. But in their legal system, they created something called a person, which is essentially a bit like a corporation. You can think of it as a paper identity that can be regulated, taxed, penalised and controlled, even when you haven't caused harm, loss or injury to anyone. And here's the mind bender. They have conditioned us from birth to believe that we are that person. School, media, government forms all train you to identify as this legal entity. But right now, you can still realise that you are not their creation. You can demand that they prove that you are or represent that person, and most of the time they can't. That's how you exit their system. The key is that statutes only and regulations only apply to persons and not to a living being like you. So how do they get around this? They need to close the gap between you and the person, and that is where digital ID comes in. They're not just scanning your face for convenience. They are using your biometrics, so your unique physical features, to create what they would call an unbreakable chain that links you, the living being, to their person. And once that link is established, they will argue that every law applies to you automatically, that they can track and control your every move, that your consent becomes permanent and irrevocable, and also that you lose the ability to say, I don't represent your person. Your face will be used as an invisible contract that will be really hard to dispute. Without this link, you need to be asked who you are, and you can lawfully say, prove that I represent this person, show me the contract, which they can't do because most people haven't signed one. But with digital ID, the need to identify yourself will be gone. It doesn't mean that you are or are contracted to represent the person, but saying no to biometric ID forces them to ask the question. So together, knowing that you are not a person and you don't represent one, and saying no to digital ID means that you can choose freedom over false authority, and that ends the rat race for you and makes life better for everyone else in the process.